Good morning, everybody. I hope your Monday is going to a great start so far. You are listening to Fun in the Locker Room, 89.1 FM, WXVU, Villanova student-run radio. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy November. Getting towards the end of the year, but great time for sports, obviously. Football, we are halfway through the season. NBA is in full gear. The World Series just wrapped up. A lot to talk about today. As always, Truett Carstetter, Sean Wankel, Liam Holloway, bringing you the latest in sports, news, debates, opinions. Whether they're good or bad opinions is up to you. As always, every Monday, 11:30, you're going to have some fun in the locker room with us. We're all going to have some fun in the locker room together. Don't forget the Twitter, Fun in the Locker Room, same name, polls, fan engagement, whatever. Please tweet at us. Say something outrageous. Maybe Sean will agree with you. Actually, we'll see. YouTube, same name, Fun in the Locker Room. If you miss one of the takes, if you miss an episode, want to go back because you want to hear our soothing voices talk about, Lamar Jackson, then by all means go for it. Go on the YouTube and it's pretty easy to find it in all the recordings that we have. As always, time to get into our takeaways from week 9. Is that right? Somebody help me out.
Yeah.
Week 9 of the NFL season.
Crazy. It's flying by.
We are halfway done, and
Wow.
a lot to talk
always a
about.
sad feeling.
Yeah, always a sad feeling for sure. The season's a little too short, but you got to do that for the health of the players. Let's start the way we always do, with our takeaways / overreactions / terrible garbage takes from the weekend. And don't forget, you're going to want to be here for the last show of the NFL season because Sean is going to put together all of our takes, and we are going to laugh. We're going to cry. We're going to pat each other on the back. Probably not much of that, to be honest, but see what happened and if anything actually came to fruition. Sean, what's your take for the week?
This is a really, really hot take, and it might be a huge overreaction from this weekend. But both the Bills and the Chiefs did not look great this weekend. The Chiefs got absolutely manhandled by Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was running through them like nobody's business. And they were firsting Malik Willis, who threw the ball 8 times the entire game, and they barely won the game. And the Bills went into New York and lost to the Jets. So I think the NFC is winning the Super Bowl this year. It's happened the past 2 years with not the two teams that are going to do it this year, but the Eagles are looking really good. The Cowboys look really good. The Giants, I don't think we're going to the Super Bowl, but still, the Vikings 7-1, scary. Love the weapons they have on offense. And, of course, the Niners. I think the NFC, one of those teams, is going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Sean, I think that's a great take. Getting on the Chiefs a little bit, they should have won that game handedly.
Oh, absolutely.
By at least 2 scores. They just... And, Vrabel was helping them out a little bit. There were so many instances where they just should have ran the ball, whether it be in the fourth quarter or in overtime, and they didn't do it. Malik Willis dropping back to pass instantly, 4 guys on him, not throwing the ball away, gets sacked. We saw it happen so many times. Chiefs did not deserve to win that game. And if they play like that against other good teams, it's gonna be
versus the Eagles or versus the Cowboys, a good defense can do numbers to Patty Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give the Chiefs credit. They're starting to move the ball around more. Juju Smith's getting more involved. Travis Kelce's playing better, but still, they just can't find ways to close these games out with games that they should be winning easily.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit confused on why Patrick Mahomes threw the ball 68 times.
They don't have a running game.
And who had the most carries for the Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes with 6.
Wow.
Edwards-Helaire with 4. And Isaiah, I'm going to butcher his name, with 5. 19 rushing attempts is, I guess, the Tennessee, regardless of the defense of your opponent, I don't know if you could afford to have your quarterback be the leading rusher with 6 carries.
Imagine the Chiefs playing the Cowboys. That Cowboys defense just getting after Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know the last time I've seen someone throw 68 times in a game. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It really is.
That is absurd.
That's a Tom Brady number on the Buccaneers right now.
That is. And then, like you guys touched on with, Malik Willis, 16 pass attempts, and, they had the lead in that game for a while. Derrick Henry, only 17 carries, but he's still causing so much damage, 115 yards. I'm going to take a little bit more conservative of a take. I'm not hitting the panic button. It's one game.
Neither am I. They're still a really good team.
There's a lot of sample size to look at here. All right, let's switch gears with the Bills. Josh Allen did after the game, kind of blast himself about his poor play, and that makes sense. Pretty low quarterback rating and QBR and 2 picks and everything like that. And Zach Wilson, that's kind of on the defense for making Zach Wilson look pretty good.
The Jets defense is really good.
Yeah,
my God, like
Scary
Sauce Gardner.
I want to talk about that a little later.
Okay.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
I think it's a solid take. I mean, I don't know if I can get behind that, but it's not the hottest take in the world.
I mean, to be fair, we're talking a little garbage on the Chiefs right now. They did win the game.
Oh yeah,
and
Patty Mahomes once again led them on a game-winning drive and does what Patty Mahomes always does, and he wins the game when you need him.
It also just goes to show that even when the Chiefs play terrible, they can still win games.
Oh, absolutely.
And the Titans came into this game 5-2.
I think it's more respect on the NFC in general. The NFC is just looking a lot better top half than we expected coming into the season. We've thought through the first couple weeks. They've started to solidify these top teams.
Quick side note: Titans are quiet 5-2.
Well,
I know their division
5-3.
sucks. 5-3. Yeah. I know their division sucks, but I don't think anyone's really been talking about them.
But you want to know who they beat, Truett?
Yeah,
I know their division sucks. I know they're not playing elite teams out here. I know that their wins come from their opponents self-imploding rather than
so the Titans have lost to the Giants, the Bills, and the Chiefs.
Yep.
Okay, so
3 good teams.
Yeah.
3 really good teams.
All right, but they've beat the Raiders, the Colts twice, the Commanders, and the Texans.
Yeah, there's no real wins there.
Yeah.
And all those games have been by a score or less.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So a fake 5-3.
Yeah.
And we'll get into some other fake teams in a minute. But Liam, let's go with your take.
Yeah, so I know this is going to excite a lot of our resident Bird fans out there, especially you, Thomas Casper, if you're listening. I don't see the Eagles losing many games this regular season, but I do see them losing one. I think it's going to be that last game against the Giants, last game of the regular season for them. I just think they're going to steamroll their competition. I'm looking at their schedule right now. They got Commanders, Colts, Packers, Titans before they play the Giants. 4 very winnable games. After that, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants again. They could win every single game. I could see them winning out. Besides Giants away, I think they play at the Cowboys. That's going to be a really good game.
I think the also is. I think maybe I'm higher on the Cowboys than most people, but I think going into Dallas, the Eagles lose the game.
We'll see. That's going to be a great game, but the Eagles they don't have any issues. Even, they're playing the Texans, they're playing the Steelers these past 2 weeks, okay. Not good teams. They've never looked like they're not in control.
The one issue they've had so far this year is their run defense.
Yeah.
And I think against the Giants and the Cowboys, it's going to be exposed because not only is Ezekiel Elliott really good at the Cowboys, but Tony Pollard, my God, has been playing really well. Giants obviously got Saquon. I'm intrigued to see those divisional games down the stretch. Eagles-Commanders always a good game. Commanders have been putting up fights against teams. Taylor Heineke's looked decent. They could go undefeated. I could see it. I could see them losing 2 or 3 games because they don't really matter because they're going to get the first seed probably in the NFC since they have a tiebreaker over the Vikings. They can lose 2 games and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good.
Yeah. The Birds are for real. A.J. Brown, man, it's just like...
Love A.J. Brown's tweet.
Goddard went off,
last night.
Yeah. Throwing a little shade at the Titans. I will still not... I said it when they traded in on draft night. That trade made 0 sense.
Yeah.
0 sense. Titans give away a top whatever wide receiver for absolutely nothing. And
Titans are just desperately holding on to Derrick Henry for some sort of relevance or competitiveness. If they didn't have Derrick Henry, they should just be doing all-out tank, start Malik Willis every game, trade away players like A.J. Brown. But if you're going to keep Derrick Henry and try to be competitive, then I don't know what you're doing there.
I saw a Twitter post of it was just a compilation of Mike Vrabel in the locker room just saying, you know what separates us from the other guys? We have Derrick Henry. He said it like 11 times. It was hilarious. But I mean that really is the Titans' only source of offense. They're terrible.
Back to the Eagles. The offensive line for the Eagles has played really well this year. Jalen Hurts has said so much time. I think you could almost throw any quarterback in the situation. Just the amount of times Jalen Hurts has had to, and the weapons he has around him, it's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely insane. They haven't. Obviously, we've talked about they've played a relatively easy schedule, but still,
Dangerous team for sure. NFC favorites, I think we can all say. Let's move on to my take, and I hope nobody disagrees with this take. I think the Seahawks rookie class, and I don't even think this is a biased take, I think this is kind of a well-known thing around the league now. This rookie class is kind of crazy. We nailed this draft, and let me explain to you why. Kenneth Walker III, amazing player. I would say starting to become a bit of a household name. I think people are understanding who he is now. He's, his running style and the way he plays is just very entertaining. You come into the season, Chris Carson retires, Rashad Penny's out for the year. You got really nobody else but DJ Dallas, Travis Homer. Like those are max third down guys. And Kenneth Walker III comes in, doesn't even miss a beat, scoring touchdowns and, rushing for crazy amounts. And, part of that is because the next rookie, Charles Cross, taking the first round, offensive tackle, doing amazing. I haven't seen a Seahawks quarterback have this much time in the pocket in a long time. Probably the entirety of since I've been a fan. It's actually incredible. I'm not even going to think about what if we had this with Russell Wilson. There's no need to think about that because we have the better quarterback now in Geno Smith. Geno Smith, the real deal. He is always, and he doesn't have the greatest running ability in the world. Now, he's not like a Tom Brady, but he doesn't have the greatest running ability in the world or anything close to, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, anything like that. But he has so much time in the pocket every time. He looks calm, cool, collected. And part of that is because of the rookie Charles Cross, offensive tackle. And I think it's fair to say when you have one really good tackle or guard or center, it kind of does something for the rest of the line. You have like a captain, that can kind of get the entire line under one, voice and mentality. It does wonders. And then other side of the ball, I think people, you lose Bobby Wagner. You still got Quandre Diggs. But other than that, the defense is kind of decimated. But then bring in Tariq Woolen, Kobe Bryant. No, not the Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, C-O-B-Y Bryant, still wears number 8. 2 rookies, very athletic, high IQ players, making great plays, making winning plays on the defense side. I think Tariq Woolen is now... I got to Google this real quick. I want to say he's leading the league in picks.
Wow.
Which... these 2 players were both mid-round picks. Tariq Woolen, give me 1 second, is tied for second with 4 picks. And I want to say Kobe Bryant, the Seahawks Kobe Bryant, is maybe leading the league in forced fumbles. Wow. He's first in the league in forced fumbles with 4. So, I mean, these guys are the real deal. These are both 4th and I want to say 5th round picks. And, we're coming out of we had a little bit of a period where John Schneider and Pete Carroll were not making the right drafting decisions. A lot of busts, a lot of bad picks, after a period of, when you take Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, the names go on. But, you reach this lull and you're not, bringing in a lot of good talent. And now for this draft to be definitely a key to the success, I think is ridiculous. It's a great sign for the future. Could not be happier, honestly, especially being 6-3. The Rams just lost last night. The Cardinals lost. The Niners are the Niners. I think, my take like a couple weeks ago, I think the Seahawks have a very good chance to win this division, make the playoffs, and just kind of laugh at Russell Wilson as he sits on his couch, watching us go to the playoffs. And
what do you think they can do in the playoffs? Because you're really high on Geno Smith, and I'm going to tell you I'm not. I think he's like Ryan Fitzpatrick with the Jets.
Okay.
The 10-6 year when they barely missed the playoffs. I feel like he's a average quarterback who's playing a really good year. And like, do you think Geno Smith's like your quarterback for the next 3 years? Like, can you think he can do stuff with you guys, or?
I don't know. That's a really good question because going into the season, I wanted us to tank for C.J. Stroud. I don't know. No, I think
I feel like
you got to make a decision at the end
are
of the
in
season.
a similar situation with the Giants, with the fact that I think both of us are a good quarterback away from improving, obviously.
Yeah.
And this season's almost hurting us because we're not getting that high draft pick and getting a quarterback we can build around.
Yeah.
So as excited as I am about the Giants, excited as you should be about the Seahawks, I feel like we're still not a team that would scare many teams in the playoffs.
I hate that take. I think Geno is proven week in and week out he deserves to be the starter. He does.
Yeah,
No,
obviously
there was
this
no
year,
expectation.
but like for the future,
They have all these guys. They have this insane rookie class. Kenneth Walker. Their offensive line has finally come together. Their defense is looking insane. Geno's played great with them. Imagine they get another wide receiver, along with Lockett and DK, another weapon. This team is the real deal. Imagine if they had a tight end, a big tight end target. I mean, no offense to Noah Fant and Will Disley. I know they've been playing okay, but they're not premier. Imagine they get another guy.
Yeah.
Or some weapons on the defense, make this team explosive. I don't think there's any problem with Geno at the
Now,
quarterback.
I'll say it's not like Geno has nobody he's throwing the ball to.
Yeah.
DK and
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett and Marquise Goodwin are going to make the quarterback look better no matter who it is. Before I let you go, Sean, I do want to say, last thing about this, Kenneth Walker, Tariq Woolen, NFL Rookies of the Month.
That's pretty insane.
did they get it?
They did.
Both of them.
No, they just won.
Didn't also the Jets two guys get Rookie of the Month too?
They just
Was it-
both won it for October.
Was it Brees and
Sauce.
Sauce? Yeah,
Maybe even Garrett Wilson and Sauce. I'm not sure.
they got weapons too.
I'm intrigued to see what the Seahawks do in the playoffs. I don't think I'd have them going very far, but I think they'll make the playoffs.
Okay. I hope we prove you wrong.
Do you think they're going far? You think they can win a playoff game?
Yeah,
I think they could win.
I think
I think their ceiling is they win one playoff.
I think anybody that gets into the playoffs could win a playoff game.
With how weak this NFC is,
Yeah.
as long as they don't play the Eagles or, the,
All right, Vikings Seahawks. Who's winning that game?
I would love to get into
Yeah.
what you have to say about the Vikings.
I want to talk about the
All
Vikings.
right, let's go to the Vikings right now.
I think they are the worst 7-1 team.
Come on,
Dude, they're terrible.
How? Where?
They barely beat the Commanders. Like, I know they got lucky because Asante Samuel made that catch and quadruple coverage with the referee. But
Exactly.
Like, come on. The Vikings, like,
They have so many weapons. Jefferson, Thielen, Cooks, like the three
they
guys.
beat the Lions by 4 earlier this season. They beat the Saints by 3, where the refs literally handed them that game. They beat the Bears by a touchdown, barely scraped by the Cardinals, and beat the Commanders by 3.
Sometimes it's all about winning these tough games.
I mean, it's coming up for them because they got the Bills next week and the
Yeah.
Cowboys after that. They're going to come back down to earth.
If
I'm
they,
very
if they go
excited for that.
7-3 after that, then we
If they go 9-1, though, can we come in with a different take?
yes.
No, obviously, if they beat the
100%.
Bills and the Cowboys,
100%.
I will apologize.
And just for the viewers to know, the Bills game is a 1:00 game, and Kirk Cousins thrives on 1:00 games. So this is definitely a Vikings win.
Is the Bills one? I'm sorry, you just said the Bills one is the 1
Yeah.
o'clock. Is the Cowboys prime time?
Yeah, it's 4:25. No prime time yet. Now it's prime time until he plays the Patriots.
Ooh.
Kirk Cousins in 1:00 games.
Every playoff game is a prime time game.
Yeah.
But it might be early in the day, so it won't be as bad.
We'll see. I don't think that
Kirk
takes.
Cousins has to go to bed.
I don't think that takes gross at all. As much as I like seeing Kirk Cousins iced out, shirtless on the plane, dancing. That was a cool video. I've never been sold on him. You got the weapons, you got the running back, you got the defense.
Yeah. They were my
It's
Super Bowl
just a
picks.
feel thing. It's a feel thing, and I know that's a pretty cop out answer, but I do agree with Liam's take.
They literally haven't played anybody except the Eagles, and
You
that's
say
their
the
only
same thing about
loss.
the Eagles. The Eagles have not played anybody.
They played the Vikings.
Yeah, it's
the
only
Eagles
when they
whooped,
got-
the Eagles whooped them. They played a two-less Dolphins, won by a score. Played the Bears, got handed the game against the Saints in London. I'm still upset about that. Barely beat the Lions, and I mean everybody's smoking the Packers. That doesn't really say
This
much.
was my Super Bowl pick, and I'm staying with it.
Stay by it.
I'm staying by my team. The Vikings are really good.
Gosh,
They find ways to win games. That's all you need to do in the NFL.
They have, but I mean,
Just
good
find
luck
ways
against
to
the
win
Bills and the
games.
Cowboys.
You do have a point, Sean. When there's 17 games, you just got to find a way to win a game.
Yeah.
How
look
is
at the Giants and the Seahawks. We just find ways to win games. Giants won the Seahawks. Seahawks have been better than us overall, but with Giants, we're just finding ways to win games.
Anything else, Liam?
no? I got nothing to say about the Vikings. I don't like them.
I don't think. Does anyone have anything to say about the Commanders before we move on from this game?
They're not bad. They've had a decent
Did
year.
they pay the refs to run into that was crazy. That was.
I've
just
never
like-
seen that happen.
I've never seen that.
I guess a little bright spot with the Commanders. They went on a little 3-game win streak before this, and they only lost by a field goal. They're sitting at 4-5. They don't have an easy rest of their schedule, but
Just for everybody to know, out of the 8 teams who play on the East Coast, the Commanders are the only team below 500,
Really?
and they're 4-5. Every other team
Wow.
in the AFC East and the NFC East are above 500, except for the Commanders, who are 1 game below. Absolutely insane.
That is crazy.
The Commanders have been playing really well, though. They're a good team. I think Liam was brushing over them when he was talking about the Eagles. I think the Commanders are going to give the other top 3 teams in this division problems down the stretch.
All right, that's a fair point. Let's go to our weekly segment called Liam Takes a Dump on Aaron Rodgers.
I don't have any. I've said this. I feel like I've said it every single week. I drafted the guy in fantasy, and he just decides to reward me with this. 3 interceptions. What was it? Were they all red zone picks?
Yeah.
Man, who are you on the phone with after your second one?
I saw
'Cause
that.
you threw another after that. It's just
5 straight losses.
it's pathetic.
5 straight losses.
This is pathetic. It's on Aaron Rodgers. It's on ownership, the front office. Man, everybody went out and got a wide receiver besides the Packers. I
tried
don't know
to.
why.
They
tried to get
offered
Claypool.
They offered a second and another pick for Claypool, but they wanted the Bears pick over the Packers.
I would agree, Liam. I don't think there's anyone on this team and organization that doesn't deserve some sort of blame. Like, I think Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams might have been the worst divorce of all time, besides Giselle and Tom Brady. But actually, that's not even true because Tom Brady's undefeated since the divorce got finalized, which is funny. But wow, like, could you not what a lose-lose situation there?
Aaron Rodgers is just a lose. You've been in the league so long. How do you make these mistakes in the red zone over and over again? 3 against the Lions. Oh,
Why don't they rush the ball?
I don't understand.
Why don't they hand the ball to 2 of the best running backs? The only weapons they have are their 2 running backs.
I don't get why they don't straight Bill Belichick it, check down, Aaron Jones, check down A.J. Dillon every single time.
Exactly.
'Cause nobody else can catch on the
And
team.
last week when they played the Bills, they gave the ball to A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones in the second half, and they almost won that game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the fact that Aaron Rodgers threw the ball 43 times, and it wasn't even like they were behind much. They didn't get behind until
Till the fourth.
the second quarter. They were down 8-0.
Yeah.
But then they were down 8-6 going into the fourth quarter, down 8-6. Just run the ball.
How do you put up 6 points in 3 quarters versus the Lions?
My God, and the defense is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's a big? I guess we can't really argue this one now. I was gonna say who's a bigger dumpster fire, the Bucks or the Packers, but
It's gotta be the
gotta
Packer.
It's got to be the Packers.
5 straight losses.
Do you guys know Sammy Watkins is on this team?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
because
Josiah DeGura.
Dobbs is out now, so Sammy Watkins might be the number 1.
No, do you know someone?
Is Lazard?
Josiah DeGura.
Who
5 catches, 41 yards.
Who is that? Who are these guys? It's pathetic.
Bakhtiari, the offensive lineman, got a target. Isn't that crazy?
Jeez, put up 9 points against the Lions. Come on.
I think it's time for Aaron Rodgers to retire.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
There's been a lot of average quarterback play this year. Below average, almost.
And I think that's what's contributing to the below average NFL in general. The teams, a lot of teams just aren't good because, quarterback's pretty.
It's just inconsistency.
Yeah. Except for Aaron Rodgers, who's consistently bad.
And that's why I don't like Liam's hatred on Kirk Cousins, because out of all these quarterbacks who have not been doing well, Kirk Cousins has been very consistent.
Kirk Cousins has Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and an insane defense. I could throw the ball to Justin Jefferson. The
guy's
Packers
crazy.
are just terrible. They're
They
just
are.
terrible.
The
Shout out
Lions,
to the Lions for a win, though.
second
Yeah.
win?
Yeah. Did you see what
Good
Dan
for them.
Campbell said after the game?
Good for
No.
them.
Said he's exhausted. He's just got to go home and take a nap.
We love that.
Get a beer, take a nap.
The Lions have had some tough losses this season.
They seem to always have tough losses.
They do.
Lost by 3 against the Eagles week 1, 4 against the Vikings, 3 against the Seahawks in that shootout game, 48-45,
Yeah.
4 against the Dolphins, and then finally they get their win against the lowly Packers. And they play the Bears next, so who knows?
So you think you think Aaron Rodgers was calling Devontae on the phone?
I mean, Devontae must have whispered something in his ear because then he threw another pick after that. He's like, come here, please. I need you. I'll show you how badly I need you. Boom, another pick in the red zone.
Javonte probably wants to be back.
Yeah, we can talk about the Raiders in a little bit. Ooh, another blown lead for them. They were up 17-0 against the Jaguars.
Yeah. They actually, for the first time all year, they decided they're going to give the ball to Devontae Adams because they have not been doing that. And look what happened. They're up 7-0.
Yeah, he had
They were up big.
everything in the first half though, and then they just fell apart
Why do
again.
teams just go away from what's working? I don't understand it. Like if I was up 20-10 at halftime, and it was because I was giving the ball to Devontae Adams, just keep giving him.
Yeah.
Keep throwing him.
Another bad loss for the Raiders, who are 2-6. They haven't won an away game this year.
Means they're 2-1 at home though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they need to play in Vegas.
The people partying in the end zone are get them excited.
We talked about this AFC West so much before the show, before the season, and it has been nothing but really disappointment from almost every team besides the Chiefs. I know, Rank, you wanted to hit on the Chargers a little bit, right?
Yeah. I feel like every week I'm disappointed by them.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, they're still 5-3. Like
It
they're
yeah.
still a playoff team. Like they don't have a lot of weapons right now because you see that bad drop by Gerald Everett across the field. Like on the game-winning drive, Gerald Everett missed a bad one, and you guys see the end of the game when Eckler fumbled it.
Yeah, that was
And
really
then
bad.
the Falcons recovered, and then the guy just dropped the ball, and then I Justin Herbert just finds ways to win games. He's not been what I anticipated this year. I think every year we think he's gonna be the MVP and break out, but he hasn't been able to do that yet. But he still finds a way to win games. Eckler's been playing well. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams get healthy. I feel like they can get something going. I don't know. I still have kind of faith in the Chargers. I think they're the fourth best team in the AFC. I think the Bengals are probably 3 when they're right. The problem with the Bengals is you never know if they're going to be on or not.
I think the Jets have looked better than them this season than the Chargers. The thing is,
I agree with that.
I just don't understand the Chargers.
All right, if you're going to power rank the AFC.
Power rank the AFC.
Power rank the AFC. You don't have to decide. Chiefs Bills just 1-2. We don't have to debate who's
Chiefs
1-2.
Bills 1-2. I guess the way they've been playing, I gotta go Bengals. Ravens are up there. Healthy Dolphins are up there.
Yeah.
Jets are up there. Someone from the AFC South has to get in, just because that
Titans
somebody.
will get
Titans will get in. And then, I just feel like the Chargers haven't proved anything this season.
They never do.
Mariota threw the ball 23 times yesterday, and they only won by 3. He went 12 for 23.
Yeah, I don't understand this team. I never understand this team.
It's weird. This is a weird team. Really weird team. 'Cause
They
they have all the weapons on both sides, too.
Their defense is scary. Like they have weapons
Yeah.
on the defense.
But they just can't get it. They just can't put teams away.
Mm-hmm.
They can't get that convincing win.
I think this AFC is going to be interesting.
The AFC playoffs is going to be crazy.
I mean, why do you think that is that they can't put teams away? I can't even myself think of a reason. Really
Is it
why.
coaching? Is it lack of discipline?
To be fair, I don't watch a lot of Chargers games, so I don't know coaching wise. But they just have so much talent, so much talent.
I think they're just game plans are inconsistent. Because some weeks they give Eckler the ball a lot and they do
As you
really
should.
well, or other weeks like this week they only give him 14 times. Like get the ball in his hands. But he's the best offensive guy by far.
They run check down after check down to Eckler. Were they missing Keenan Allen?
Yeah, Keenan and
Okay.
Mike Williams have
So
been out for a while.
I guess
That's
yeah,
why
you're
I
missing
feel
your
like
2 guys,
when they
but-
get back healthy, Joshua Palmer is their best guy. He had a good game.
But still, I feel like we say that all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued by this AFC. I don't know who's gonna make the playoffs because there's a lot of good teams. Like 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 teams for 7 spots in my opinion. The entire
Yeah,
AFC
yeah.
East, the Ravens and the Bengals, the Titans and the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Yeah. It's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
Really is.
All right, we have a quick word from our sponsors before we get into the rest of the NFL games, especially because I know Rank's fantasy team is practically the Cincinnati Bengals, so we'll get into that for sure. But in the meantime, a breakfast with Santa will be held December 11th at the Inn of Villanova. Enjoy a hot chocolate bar with all the fixings, or select from a full breakfast menu. Tickets are $33 for adults and $25 for children ages 3 to 12. Children aged 2 and under enter for free. Register for either of the 2 seatings on Eventbrite. The Inn of Villanova is located at 601 County Line Road. All right, Sean. Let's talk Bengals Panthers. You must be a pretty happy camper right now.
Can we actually, before I get excited about the Bengals, can we talk about how atrocious last week's game was against the Browns?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about
Liam,
that. Yeah.
Liam,
man.
you can go ahead. Congrats on the win. The Bengals, my God, I haven't seen a team play that bad.
It was just completely out of nowhere. The Browns just, I mean, I have to give Joe Burrow credit. I don't know how he's putting up these insane numbers with absolute turnstiles as offensive linemen.
God.
They just let everyone in. It's like El Matador. The bull's just running by. It really is. It's so odd. How do you not protect this guy? But Myles Garrett ate him like a bag of candy on Halloween. It was awesome. Shout out to Amari Cooper. Shout out the Browns because they won me. Not only did they win me this pick, they won me a fantasy game as well.
This was the problem with the Bengals last year in the playoffs, especially because I think the Titans game got sacked like 6 times. Like, it's ridiculous. He is constantly on the ground, and it's hard to win a game like that. But as we've been saying, the inconsistency in the NFL flashed to this week, and my God, did they look like a completely different team.
Joe Mixon looked like the prime Barry Sanders.
Joe Mixon, wow. Literally, they were up 35-0 at halftime, I think it was. This game ended up, let me pull it up, 42-21, but that does not tell the whole story. Like, they were cruising at 35-0 at halftime.
It felt like a 60-point win.
Joe Mixon had 4 touchdowns in the first half. He ended up with 55 fantasy points. Ridiculous. Brandon Allen came in to end this game because Joe Burrow just needed a break. They're really good when they're really good when they're on, but when they're not, they're terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree, a very inconsistent, a lot of variability, but I mean, this is the team that went to the Super Bowl last year, and they showed that. Yes, the Panthers are hot, steaming pile of garbage, but Bengals are going to do well.
Yeah, that's all I'd say with the Bengals.
All right, we're going to go rapid fire. I want a quick spiel about each game from both of you. Let's go Bucks-Rams. Liam, I know this one was kind of hit close to home.
Neither team wanted to win this game. I think that was pretty evident with the drops on the Bucks. They just look terrible right now, and the Rams basically just handed them this win. This upset me a lot because when the Saints win tonight, they'd be tied for first in their division. Or if the Bucks lost, they would actually they'd jump the Birds. They'd jump the dirty Birds down in Atlanta, and they'd be first in the division. But the Rams couldn't help us out. They just had to hand Tom Brady another win. So undeserved. So undeserved.
It's a little classic Brady. Little nice
Classic
drive
Brady.
down the end of the field. He was doing.
After being handed the ball.
Scotty Miller had a bad drop that would have sealed this game a little earlier in the end zone. They've been struggling with on and off about their wide receivers, but it was one of those games where it's like, this is what Brady can do.
I 100% agree with that. Brady passed Peyton Manning for game-winning drives total in their career.
And the first player to reach 100,000 passing yards.
Congratulations, Tom Brady. Agree with Liam on this. Neither team really wanted to win this game. Scotty Miller, bad drop, but they went back to him. He got 2 great receptions to set up the touchdown. Tom Brady doing Tom Brady things, and, has this team turned it around halfway through the season? We'll see. Dolphins-Bears.
Shout out to Justin Fields, single-handedly carrying the Bears right now.
QB rushing record.
Yeah, insane. That 61-yard dash that he had, he just took off, put on the Jets and read it in. But the Bears are the Bears. Still lost the game handedly, and that Fields is kind of all they got going for him right now.
Exactly. And we'll go on this side of the ball. Tyreek Hill got his first touchdown reception since week 2.
Wow.
Yeah, but his yards are ridiculous. This team is scary offensively. Mm-hmm. Talking about all year. Tua's been looking better. I think he's been improving. He's less underthrowing guys. I'm really high on the Dolphins. They had a good They got Bradley Chubb right last week.
Yeah.
Trade deadline.
Yeah.
Another defensive weapon. Yeah. Excited for the Dolphins.
Yeah, let's stay with the Dolphins. I think we really covered what we need to say on Justin Fields. He's carrying the team. He's running well. He's playing better. Tyreek Hill, first in receptions, first in yards, already at 1,100 yards. Wow. 9 games through the season. I think there's a good chance that he wins 2,000 or that he gets 2,000 yards. Somebody needs to start talking about Tyreek Hill as the best receiver in the league. I don't even know if that's a hot take, but I think it's a phenomenal take. Scary offense. Tua's back. Tua's efficient. Got to put some respect on the Dolphins. I mean, yeah, on the Dolphins' name. It's unfortunate they play in the same division as the Bills, but I don't even think it's a hot take. Dolphins could make it out of the AFC.
They could.
They very well could.
If they're healthy and Tua's, playing somewhat decent, they just have every position. They're loaded. I mean, they got their running back by committee right now. They picked up Jeff Wilson from the Niners.
Raheem Mostert's still there.
And Raheem Mostert. Those aren't bad running backs.
No.
But when you have guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle,
I think if the Dolphins had gotten McCaffrey, this would have been a ridiculous team.
Yeah.
And finally, Jets-Bills.
JETS.
Jets.
It was a huge win. Sauce Gardner with the clutch shutdown play to end the game. And, the Bills looked like they're human this week.
Yeah.
They really did.
It was really well. The Jets defense is scary. Zach Wilson, once again, just did enough to win the game. Their last drive down the field for the Jets, they were just handing it off to James Robinson and Michael Carter Jr. That committee is really good. It's not Breece Hall, but I think they can get by with it. I think the Jets are competing for this playoff spot, and they're a tough team to play against.
Sauce Gardner, Defensive Rookie of the Year, looking really good, playing with a swagger that's kind of emanating, and it's a very contagious vibe that this entire team has. Zach Wilson, but at the end of the day, this team is complete enough to do good things, and divisional game always means a lot. Not too worried about the Bills, but go Jets. It's good time for New York right now.
With the Bills, all you got to do is protect Josh Allen. He got sacked 5 times yesterday, constantly under pressure. If you eliminate that, you're going to win almost every single game. I don't think the Bills have anything to worry about.
No.
And they'll be back. But great game. Go Jets, baby.
Go Jets, baby. All right, let's do our NFL trivia question, and then we will get into Monday Night Football because we do have MLB wrap-up and NBA to talk about.
Okay. In honor of Joe Mixon getting 55 fantasy points, there have been 8 players get over 55 fantasy points in history in a game. Any guess on who these 8 guys are?
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara is one of them.
Thanksgiving won me fantasy.
Jamal Charles.
Jamal Charles, yep. Most fantasy points ever, 59 and a half.
Yeah. Let's see. 50 plus.
55 plus.
55 plus.
Is Julio Jones up there?
No.
No? That 300 yards he had in the game didn't get him anything?
Nope.
Can I get positions?
Yeah, wide receiver, running backs.
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense.
2 of them are active right now.
Oh, that old
2
guy that
active
played
wide
for the
receivers.
Browns. I saw a clip on this the other day. He had like 200-something yards.
No.
No Browns running back?
No Browns running backs.
No.
Most of them are current guys. 2 active wide receivers.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, yep.
Yeah.
Is Derrick Henry on there?
Nope.
Ooh.
Another active wide receiver.
Another active wide receiver. He's injured right now.
Out for the season?
No, he's back in a couple days.
Shot in the dark, AJ Green.
No.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
Mike Evans.
Nope. Younger. Young guy.
Younger.
Young. Injured.
Conference.
AFC. AFC North.
Oh, your boy,
Mm-hmm.
Jamar.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All right, 2 other guys I think you could possibly get. One used to be the Tennessee Titans running back.
Oh, Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson.
CJ.
Yep.
CJ.
CJ. Other guy was the former Buccaneers running back. Back in 2012. Doug Martin.
Oh, Doug Martin, dude. He was like on my first ever fantasy.
Exactly. And Clinton Portis also did it back with the Broncos in 03.
Jeez.
Clinton Portis.
I have a day to these
Also,
gentlemen.
a big shout out to Will Fuller. Will Fuller had 53.7 fantasy points
What?
in
Wow.
2018 with the Texans. Did not remember that at all.
What a goat.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. As Liam touched on earlier, Browns-Bengals, Liam and I took away the W. Sean did not. Which brings Liam to 5-3. I am 4-4. Sean is 3-5. Tonight we have Ravens at Saints plus 1.5. We'll start with Liam because we already know what he's going to do.
I love you, Lamar Jackson, but you're not doing anything tonight. Who dat nation, baby? Taking my Saints. Not only to cover, but they're going to win. Alvin Kamara's going to have another great game. The Red Rockets going to do okay, but our defense is going to show out this game. All we got to do is stop Lamar, and we're going to do it.
Anybody else other than Michael Thomas not playing this week? Is Lattimore back?
I don't think so. Lattimore didn't play last week. Shut out the Raiders. I'll check I'll check right now for you.
Slant Boy always can't play. You want
No Mark
I'm
Andrews.
Upset. I'm upset about it too.
No Mark Andrews.
no Mark Andrews?
Peters is questionable.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, we're missing Lattimore.
Ingram is out. Lattimore's out.
Jarvis is out. Oh, PJ Williams is out too. God.
This is just an injured game.
Jarvis is questionable.
Alvin Kamara versus Lamar Jackson. It seems too good to be true. But do I have to fade?
Yeah,
I'm
fade
down.
me. Fade me.
I gotta fade him. I gotta fade you. No, I can't. Saints. Saints
Wow.
cover. Saints cover.
Wow.
Oh, come on, we can't all do Saints.
Fine. I'll do it. Ravens. Lamar Jackson goes off.
Are you gonna take the Saints
I'm
now
gonna take
after
the
that?
Saints because-
that's dirty, Truett.
Why is that dirty?
You just told them we all can't take the Saints.
Ravens,
Well,
fine.
I just showed my cards. I was gonna take the Saints.
Ravens.
The Browns were +3 last week. The Bengals should have won by 20 on paper. You know, Vegas trap. We went with the Browns. Browns won handedly. I'm going to do the same thing here. The Ravens are clearly the better team. 1.5 it's a trap. Also, the Saints are 5-0 against the spread this year. I'll just put that out there.
Are they?
They are. They're 5-0 against the spread.
Okay.
It's just
I gotta do
and
the
5
Saints. I
against
gotta do
the
the
spread.
Saints.
Correct. They're 3-5 against the spread. The Ravens are 3-4-1 against the spread. I misread it. My bad.
It's okay.
Misread it. Let's go Red Rocket.
If I'm a betting man, and we don't endorse betting here,
Not at
And
all.
based on our records, you should not follow our gambling advice.
you could follow mine. You shouldn't follow Ranks.
You wouldn't make money at 5-3.
If you have some money, go bet Alvin Kamara over 1.5 touchdowns. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be an Alvin Kamara game, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna run rampant on Marlon Humphreys. Keep talking on Twitter. I want to see what you have to say after Alvin Kamara runs you over.
I hope Lamar Jackson just runs through the Saints defense and Liam just got to watch it.
Oh, jeez. I'm not excited for tonight. All right, before we get into our commercial break, and then after the commercial break, we will do our NBA segment, let's recap the World Series. Congratulations, Houston Astros. Winning 6. Jeremy Pena is your World Series MVP. What do we got to say about that?
Sean, you want to start?
So happy.
We're all pretty happy.
So
here in the studio.
happy.
We're all pretty happy.
Wow. The Astros just played amazing. They're a
They
better
did.
team. They shut down Harper for most of the series. Jeremy Pena, my God, a rookie, like
Wow.
insane.
Rookie shortstop.
He didn't look like it.
Golden Glove.
He was
AL MVP. Or,
ALCS
MVP.
yeah.
and now World Series MVP. Houston they always just have these guys.
And they're only top. They're only like 9th in payroll.
They always have these guys, these homegrown guys.
Yeah, they really do it.
Jordan with that mash.
Yeah. That's lit up.
Love that.
Because Altuve and Jordan were not playing well.
No.
And then
McCormick.
Oh, McCormick
Defense
with
and
that
center.
catch.
crazy catch. What was it, game 5?
Yeah.
Crazy catch.
So the Stros go down 2-1, and then just
Who was the
there
other
on
guy
out.
that had the first base?
Oh, Trey Mancini.
Trey Mancini.
Who they got the
Great
deadline.
pick.
They got the
Yeah.
deadline for his bat, and he makes that play.
It was his first time starting at first in like a couple months.
Yeah. Wow.
They just put it together. They find ways to win. Congrats to Dusty Baker.
Oh,
Yeah.
he had
Deserves
the
it.
well and above the most wins ever by a manager without
Yeah.
a World Series trophy.
Really?
I
More than
think
Buck?
no, he was well above Buck.
Really?
I believe it was over like 2,000 wins or something like that. So congrats to him, his first World Series championship.
41 years since winning as a player.
And none of us are Astros fans, but I think we're all very happy that they just whooped the Phillies.
I mean, shout out Phillies.
It was a great season.
Nope.
Had a great season.
No, actually, that's a lie. They had great playoffs.
They had a great
Great
playoffs.
postseason run. Schwarber did his thing. So glad Schwarberfest is over. Oh my God.
She was excited to go back to Wawa.
Finally. I don't have to ban them anymore.
I don't think much more needs to be said.
Yep.
Congrats to the Astros.
You guys want to
and-
touch on Diaz before we go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the offseason starting. It's a big offseason for both our teams, I guess.
Cue the trumpets.
The Mets made their first big signing. Diaz is back. 5 years, $102 million.
I think it's a great
no
deal.
trade clause. I'm loving it. We got the money.
Well deserved.
Mhm.
Well deserved.
He's a testament to what can, if you just, he's one of the few guys I think I can ever remember of turning New York around, of like
Oh,
being
yeah.
that much in the dumps and just turning around New York. It's very impressive by him.
Dominant. And I think this is the first of a big offseason for
I keep seeing the Trey Turner rumors. I would love Trey Turner in New York. The Jacob deGrom hopefully coming back. Nimmo. Whew, it could be good. I'm excited. I'm scared, but excited. Gonna hear that in New York for 5 more years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
True it. And switching to the Padres real quick as the resident Padres fan.
Go for it.
Tatis.
Yep.
Do you think he's back next year? Do you think they trade him? What do you think they do with
Well,
Tatis?
They can't trade him because they owe him all that money.
Yeah, but do you think they'll cut him? Or like
No, you can't cut him. They can't cut him. He's got to play.
I think we keep him. We see what happens. Great postseason. Yeah. I don't really know, but yeah. That's kind of what I want to happen.
all right.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but we have a lot of NBA to talk about for these remaining 24 minutes. Make sure to stick with us. 89.1 FM, WXVU, Villanova Student Run Radio, Fun the Locker Room, the best sports show east of the Mississippi. Stick around.
Here's some Nova knowledge from V89.1 The Roar. Campus is only 12 miles away from Center City, Philadelphia.
From the newsroom, this is WXVU News Director Gabrielle Rafoul with your weekly Mainline News Minute. The Philadelphia Electric Company plans to start installing a gas main installation on Conestoga Road at 9 a.m. Wednesday, November 9th. Conestoga Road between Mill Road and Ithan Avenue will be closed from 9 a.m. through 3 p.m. weekdays until Monday, January 9th. During the closure, drivers will be directed to Route 320, also known as Sproul Road, US 30, which is Lancaster Avenue, and County Line Road. Local access will be maintained up to the work zone. Motorists are advised to allow extra time when traveling near the work area because backups and delays will occur. In other news, dozens of people attended a special dinner in Berks County that benefited the visually impaired. The Berkshire Country Club in Berks Township hosted the Dine in the Dark event on Thursday night. Diners were blindfolded, so they experienced what it was like to maneuver a meal without their vision. Proceeds from the event went to the Vision Resource Center of Berks County and the Kutztown University Visual Impairment Program. It's just a small snippet of what someone with vision loss goes through every day. Lori Schemmerhorn, president and CEO of the Vision Resource Center of Berks County, told WFMZ TV. From the newsroom, this is WXVU News Director Gabrielle Rafoul with your weekly Mainline News Minute.
Now, here's your 3-day weather forecast for the main line. Sunny skies for your Monday. We'll get back up to 74 for a high. Mostly clear tonight, getting down to 42 degrees for a low. Cooler for your Election Day Tuesday with a mix of sun and clouds, a high of 58. And sunny on Wednesday, a high of 58.
Welcome back to Fun in the Locker Room. As always, Drew Carster, Sean Rankle, Liam Holloway, back at it with NBA. We are fully into this NBA season. We have a good amount to talk about. There is a lot going on so far. I think we're getting into the time where these aren't just too early opinion. He's disagreeing with me, but
We're 10 games in.
10 games in, a couple weeks in. All right, we'll just fully embrace it. These are some overreactions, some way too early predictions. Take what we say with a grain of salt, for God's sake. We're just 3 college students, talking about the NBA, but God darn it, we'd love to talk about it. We got some topics here. I don't know if we'll get to all of them, but Sean, that's you do enjoy a good Steph Curry. I don't even know where I'm going with that statement. What's going on with the Warriors? What's happening with them?
I've seen a lot of complaints about their young guys not being able to play defense, because the starting 5 is statistically one of the best so far this season. Their defense is where it's struggling, especially in the second unit. Wiseman, Moody, even Kuminga just haven't been able to defend efficiently and do enough when they get on the floor to make a difference.
They've given up the most points per game this year. It's them and the Spurs are the only 2 teams over 120 points, and the Warriors are dead last.
Which is the opposite of last year.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But, Rank, you hit the nail on the head. I saw something on Twitter. Wiseman has legitimately been the worst player in the NBA this season on both sides of the floor. He plays 0 defense, and he's just a rim runner. He doesn't do anything else on offense.
Mm-hmm.
They got to figure it out, I think, because Clay's not where he used to be. Draymond, he's fallen. He's been declining almost every year. It's Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, who's been inconsistent.
Wiggins is doing decent so far. Wiggins
is doing his thing, but outside of that, they don't really have the supporting cast that they had last year. They really got to start figuring it out, I think, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
It's early in my mind though, because I've seen a lot of rumors or like people saying on Twitter and things like that they should trade these young guys, get rid of Wiseman, get rid of Moody, get rid of Kuminga. But like these were the guys that at the end of last year, everybody was all excited about. They were like, my God, like the Warriors have a second Warriors team coming off the bench. Just give them time. Let them work together. Let these older guys teach them the ropes. I think it'll get better. I actually have not watched too many. I haven't watched a lot of games so far this year. But
does it worry you at all?
Yeah, it does. But once again, it's the NBA, and the playoffs are all that matter. So I'm not too terribly concerned when the rotation shrinks and you have less guys playing these big minutes, and you could have a lineup of just when you get there to a 7-8 man rotation, and Curry, Wiggins, Poole, Thompson, Green, Looney, and maybe Kuminga and Wiseman maybe are your guys that she's starting this floor. I don't know. I get less concerned when it's less of a platoon swap and more of these guys just rotating in and out of these short rotations in the playoffs. In
defense of the Warriors, they have their 4 main guys, Curry, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond, who are their veterans on that team, and a lot of young guys.
Yeah.
They had a bad road trip. They played five games on the road, lost every single one. Their defense hasn't looked good, but we know Oracle, or whatever it's called now, is...
Yeah, what is it called now?
Chase Center?
Maybe.
I think it's
Okay.
Chase Center.
The Warriors have one of the best home court advantages in the entire NBA, if not the best. I think they're going to turn it around. They'll be fine. It's a little concerning to start the season off with this huge glaring issue.
Mm-hmm, I agree.
Especially on something that you can somewhat control defense.
But it's one of those things they did so well last year. Like the Warriors and the Celtics were the best 2 defensive teams in the league.
The Warriors also lost a lot of their good defenders. Gary Payton
loss is big.
And Juan Toscano, he didn't play much during the playoffs, but he played a good amount during the regular season. He was a good defender. Damian Lee.
I want to see DiVincenzo get some more time, selfishly, but also just he's played well when he's been in the NBA. He's done well defensively. I think they just got to mess with rotations a little bit, get this team going. I'm not terribly concerned.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll be okay.
You can have a hot take from each year that the Warriors are going to miss the playoffs and the Lakers are going to finish above them.
Well,
there's no way that take happens. Can I do my topic?
yeah,
Yes.
we'll let you do your topic.
Go ahead.
Bear with me, gentlemen. Bear with me, audience. Just, everyone, please go online and type in Russell Westbrook apology form. Make sure to fill it out, sign your name, and tweet it to us because I want everyone's apology. The Lakers are not a good team. They're 2-7. But since being relegated to the bench and finally being able to run an offense, not the starting offense, but the bench offense, mixing Anthony Davis, mixing some other players. When you have LeBron ball handler, LeBron goes to the bench, Russ comes in. Now he is the ball handler. In the last 5 games that he has come off the bench, he's averaging, in 30 minutes, by the way, 18.8 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 5 turnovers, but, it is Russell Westbrook. 50% shooting, 45% from 3 on 4.4 attempts per game, 75% from the field. He is a plus 13 in those times. And someone was pulling this stat out. If you guys know the stat, that he's like plus – the Lakers are plus 4 when he's on the court and like minus.
Yeah, before the Cavs game, he was plus 5 when he was on the court. This season, minus 40-something
when he's off the court.
Yeah.
So I would just like.
Wait, minus 40 something?
Yeah, for the entire season.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want my apologies from everyone out there in the audience that Westbrook, he's having a great season so far. He's really embracing this role, and I think shout out Darvin Ham. He's a player's coach. I think he's got him to buy in. Now if they could just fix the rest of this team, and I don't know why LeBron James is playing bad basketball.
It starts with LeBron. He has not looked good at all this season. He really hasn't. He's not driving to the hoop. He's not aggressive like he usually is. He's taking bad shots.
He seems to not want to care. He seems to not want to be there. There's two guys on the team who care, and it's Matt Ryan and it's Russ Westbrook.
Free Russ.
Yeah, shout out Matt Ryan for that shot he hit.
Shout out. What a shot.
I loved it.
Shot of his career, mean mugging the whole stadium afterwards. That was awesome. Awesome.
Shout out.
Wow.
Matt
But the Lakers, we talk about them a lot. LeBron, man, you got to be aggressive. You got to drive to the hoop. You can't be doing that. Look at your hand, pull the 3. Everyone knows you're going to do it. It's just comparatively to other teams, it's just so much isolation, not enough movement, and you're not 20-something anymore. You're how old is he? 39. LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm just going to play a little devil's advocate.
It's 37, but
these are the 9 games they've played. In the teams they've played: Golden State, Clippers, Blazers, Nuggets, T-Wolves, Nuggets, Pelicans, Jazz, Cavs. And outside of the Jazz, we'll see what happens. But for the argument's sake, if the playoffs started today, those are pretty much all playoff teams. Those are all pretty good teams.
I feel like, but the entire NBA is good.
The entire NBA is good. I feel like that excuse can't really be made because more than half the teams in each conference are going to actually. 2/3 of the teams in each conference are going to the playoffs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for there's a stretch this season when they play Washington and then Sacramento and then Charlotte and then Orlando.
They do have this stretch coming up.
Charlotte and then Sacramento a couple games later, and then Sacramento and then Houston and more Sacramento and then San Antonio. And then, the Pacers, this has been I'm not going to make excuses for them because they're a bad team, but this hasn't been, the perfect stretch. Last season, they were playing easy teams, and they had a bad record, and they had the hardest strength of schedule left, right? That's totally on them. This season, it's give them a little bit of slack. Not too much. I'm not making excuses for them. They're a bad team, but a little bit of slack.
I think it's absolutely outrageous that they're a bad team.
I think so too.
This is a worse team than last year.
LeBron and AD
it
should be able to do something.
This is a worse team than
My
last year.
God.
He is
Anthony
Charmin.
Davis is a bum.
The last game,
Charmin
Anthony
ultra
Davis took
soft.
2 shots in the second half and 0 in the fourth.
I don't understand why Ben Simmons gets so much problems. I don't know what the right word is in this situation. I can say in the air, but
Slander.
yeah, and AD gets nothing.
Yeah, AD deserves to be slandered.
Absolutely.
This is his team.
He's playing soft. He's playing
so
terrible.
soft. He's so soft.
He had a nice poster though.
He's a
off
stat
that
powder,
last time.
stat patter right now.
I'm surprised he didn't break
All he's
every
doing.
bone in his body doing it.
He's padding stats. There's a bunch of stat patters on this team.
Speaking of stats, Sean, without looking it up, how many 30-point per game scorers are there this year? I know we're only 10 games in, but there's never been
Wait,
more
per
than
game?
in the last 10
Wait,
years. There's never been more than 2
Per game scores?
30 plus.
I know.
points
Well,
per
Luca
game.
obviously.
There are
Luca, D-Mitch. Those are
Tatum have it?
there are 7.
yeah.
There's a lot of scoring going on. I know it's early, but there's a lot of scoring going on.
Who's the 7? Out of curiosity. Do you know?
Give me.
I know Luca and D-Mitch
1
for
second.
sure.
Tatum might have it.
Probably, maybe Trey Young. Actually, he had a bad game the other day. I don't know.
Looking like Michael Jordan numbers out here. Luca,
Yeah.
Giannis,
Yep.
Durant,
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell, Curry, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jason Tatum.
Sounds about right. How many of them are going to finish above 30?
Luca, Giannis, Durant, Curry.
4?
That would still be a lot. That
Yeah.
would still
That's
be
what
a
I'm going
lot.
to say.
I could see Durant's.
I could see Giannis just because the Bucks are just a slow team.
Yeah,
They don't
I think Luca,
have threes
100%. I think Curry, if he really wants to, could. I could see Tatum doing it too, but the Celtics have a lot of options. I would love it if Shea did, but I wouldn't be surprised if he dips down to like 28, 27. He's kind of been on he's been ridiculous. He's 30. Yeah, who has the wow, actually, you know what? I was about to try and make some sort of defense for Shea, but all 7 are shooting above 48% from the field, which is crazy. Crazy. Oh, the second highest is Shea at 53.
NBA is great. NBA is so good right now.
Do you mind if I transition into my other topic that I would love to talk about?
Go for it.
Mr. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, please back me up here and tell me he's going to be a first-time All-Star. Somebody.
Totally deserved.
Deserves to
Totally.
be. Yeah, I think he probably will be.
He's got to be.
30 points per game, 53-30 splits, 53-30, 96 splits. Crazy. Is he the free throw leader right now in percentage? No, sorry. Edmund Summer is 100%, but Shea is behind him at 96.5. 2.3 steals. He might be leading the league in steals. No, he's third. 1.1 blocks as a guard is pretty crazy. Let's see where he is at PER. He's 4th in the league in PER. Still behind his teammate Isaiah Joe. I don't know how that happened. And then Luka.
Wait. You tell me the guy that's named Isaiah Joe.
Oh,
Yeah,
he used to be on the Sixers.
He used to be on the Sixers. He was last show.
Joe.
Yeah.
Isn't that a great name? Last show, I thought I didn't mention this. He was 1st in the league in PER.
Yeah, because he hit like 4 threes and has played like 3 minutes or something like
Yeah.
that. He did a clutch 3 one game.
Yeah,
didn't he?
versus the Mavs, yeah.
My God. What is the NBA?
But Shea is 4th in PER. That's all I got. I think I would be surprised if Shea is not a first-time All-Star. He's looking really good. The team is just fun to watch in general. There's a lot of great future ahead of the team. That's all I gotta say.
I want to give a big shout out to Luka Doncic, who's out here breaking Wilt Chamberlain records. 8 straight games start the season off with 30-plus points. He has looked unbelievable. And, the Mavs still have some holes, I believe, in their roster, but Christian Wood off the bench has been incredible. I think he's averaging like 17 on 8 on good shooting. His defense has looked a lot better than it has in previous years. I think the Mavs are going to make a little bit of a run this year. I really think so. I think we could see another repeat performance where they, if they have to be slated up against the Suns, I think they could do it again. I'm really excited for this Mavs team. I think Luka's bringing home the MVP is his this year. It's his.
As long as they win games. No, but there's really no knock on his game right now. If you're gonna find anything, it's that he's not shooting too well from three, but neither is Giannis. So it clearly hasn't stopped anybody. We do have a little bit of time left. I know this is gonna ruffle Sean's feathers a little bit. So here's a take, Liam. I want to know if you agree with me. I think the Cavs are the second best team in the East.
I don't think that's a take at all. They have looked incredible without Darius Garland. Incredible. Their defense, the only thing that I am worried about is their rotation. They have 3 guys coming off their bench right now. You could switch LeVert, Isaac Okoro, whatever. They're one of those guys, Dean Wade, and then Kevin Love.
Is Chetty playing minutes or no?
Chetty because Garland's not in. That's kind of an issue when you got Chetty, Kevin Love, Dean Wade.
Who's their backup 5?
I don't think. Well, what they've been doing is
They run
Kevin.
man.
Yeah, they run Kevin Love and Mobley.
Okay,
And
interesting.
that's the one knock I have on the Cavs is that they're not deep enough. But also at the trade deadline, I'm sure they're going to fix that. I think they've looked incredible. Best point differential in the entire NBA so far. Donovan Mitchell's looked like an MVP candidate, and you have arguably the two best. Giannis and Brook Lopez, but 2 of the best rim protectors in the entire NBA. There's no knock on the Cavs right now.
All right, Sean, let's hear it.
When you say the second best team in the Eastern Conference, are you telling me that they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals? Are they the second best regular season team, or are they the second best power ranking team?
The first and the second best teams in each conference do not always make it to the conference finals. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
I think they're the second best team in the East. Whether they make it to the conference finals or not is kind of up to a lot of variables,
All right.
injuries.
Okay, that's fine. In
momentum.
a 7-game series, Bucks or Cavs?
Well, Bucks, because I think Bucks are the first.
7-game series, Celtics or Cavs?
I'd have to see them play each other first because
Come on.
I would honestly say Cavs. That defense is crazy. It's crazy.
7-game series, in a 7-game playoff series, you're telling me you take the Cavs or the Celtics?
Because I think arguably you have the best defense in the league, and you have 2 players that can go out there
The
and get you
Celtics
30.
defense is ridiculous.
I know, but you have 2 players that can go out there and get you 30.
And Tatum and Brown can't do that?
Cavs have already beat the Celtics twice this season.
Okay, I have no problem. I think the Celtics are the better team. I think the
that's
Cavs are
totally
overrated. I think actually in my mind, the Cavs are now pushing myself into that 3 or 4 spot because of just how bad the Nets have looked, and the Sixers haven't looked great either. But they're not a top 2 team in the East.
You're forgetting the GOAT is coming back. Ricky Rubio has not played a game this season.
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
Okay.
Their playmaking is going to be insane with D. Mitch,
Every year.
Garland, Rubio, and Karis LeVert.
We have this team who does really well to start the year. Like last year, look at us. We were talking about the Raptors and the Cavs.
We knew.
I don't think this is one of those teams.
We knew. We talked about how the Cavs were a star away. Donovan Mitchell is a star right now.
I don't see them.
Best backcourt in the league?
Nope, I can't see it. They're 3. They're not above the Celtics.
I think if you have the best backcourt in the league and arguably the best defensive front court in the league, that's got to do something. It's just
You're really disrespecting the Celtics right now.
I'm not. Okay, you know what? I'll play devil's advocate to my own point. In the NBA, you need the guy. Giannis is the guy. Tatum is the guy. Someone on the Cavs has to prove at some point that they are the guy. D. Mitch has kind of done his own thing. Garland hasn't proven that he's the guy. If you compare the 2 teams, and a lot of times in the NBA, in a playoff series, the team with the best player wins the series, right? That happens a lot. If that logic were to be true, the Celtics are going to win.
All right, also, come on. The 2 Cavs wins against the Celtics were both in OT.
Got to get it done.
Okay. I'm not at all concerned. The Celtics are a better team. The Cavs are good. They've been playing great. I need to see them to do it for a complete season and playoffs before I can start believing teams.
That's totally fair, but I don't think, looking at everything, they've looked incredible.
They
They
will not make
incredible.
the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm just completely nope.
Don't sleep on Weddy like Chetty.
The NBA is a very historical league, and there is some turnover year to year, but overall, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah, you know what? It doesn't even matter who's the second and third team in the
Bucks
East.
gonna win the East.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
They haven't lost yet, and they're missing
Okay.
their second best player.
What happened in the playoffs last year?
They would have won that series if they had
Dude,
Middleton.
they brought it to 7
without their
without their
best
second
player.
best player.
Celtics got better too. Got Brogdon. He's looking great.
Sam Hauser's getting minutes for him. Luke Cornett's getting minutes
Once
for
I
him.
say again, Liam.
Luke Cornett's defense.
When the
When
playoffs happen, the rotation shrinks and the good guys play.
Yeah, and,
You need a
and
top 7 or 8, and the Celtics got a top 7 or 8.
I mean, you could make that same exact argument about the Cavs
Mm-hmm.
And the Bucks.
and the Bucks.
Okay. It's a long NBA season. You don't get high, don't get too low.
Go Mavs.
Sean, talk to us about Villanova basketball.
Yeah, the Illinois basketball game, first game tonight. Unfortunately, Cam Whitmore will not be playing because of his hand injury, and no Justin Moore. I'm excited though. Not sure who's going to start. I think Dixon, Slater, Daniels, and Mark Armstrong will probably start. Maybe Longino, maybe Brizzy, maybe Chris Arch. I'm intrigued. Excited for the year though. It's a good season.
Good stuff. Liam, birthdays today?
Let's take a peek. So it's LaSalle, and then who is it after?
LaSalle, we play Temple Friday, and then Delaware State on next Monday. And then we have Michigan State coming up the 2 Fridays from now.
Interesting.
It's
Okay.
a much easier non-conference schedule than last year, which is kind of nice.
Let's see. Birthdays. Rio Ferdinand, soccer legend,
Wow.
Englishman. Jim Catt, baseball legend. Wait, no way. Hold on. I gotta confirm this. Dr. James Naismith.
Wow.
Happy birthday.
Wow.
Founder basketball. Yeah, that's all I got. All I got for you.
You know,
today.
we're not allowed to do calls to action on the show, but if you're listening to this, go play some basketball today.
Go shoot a free throw.
Go make a free throw. What was the what do you think was the go-to shot when he made basketball?
Probably like
A layup?
Yeah, I don't think they took
Well-
jump shots until like Paul Reason.
Yeah,
The Villanova guy was like the first guy.
I know
to
they
jump
didn't have to
shots.
dribble in the original rules.
They did not dribble?
No, there were no fouls. Didn't have to dribble, and the scores would usually end up being like 1-0 or like 2-1.
It was like handball, but
So
football
do
time.
you just pass, or can you can't travel?
No, I think you could just run
Yeah,
around,
you can run.
and they just like it was basically like football.
A little European handball style.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I changed my mind. Go play some football today. It's clear that's